What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with more YouTube Pro Cycling here on PCM, and it's a big episode today because we are coming off a pretty special one from Benji Naesen, and I think he owes me a thank you because if we go back to this moment right here, I've tried to get some potential replacements like Raffle Micah fit for La Vuelta, so when Benji hopefully does win La Vuelta, you can thank me for that. YouTube Pro Cycling have won the Vuelta España, and I'd like to claim it as my own because Micah was in perfect shape for that race for week 3, and we saw him take victory over Adam Yates in the end. What a ride, Benji, good job my man. And in today's episode we do have the BinckBank Tour, 7 stages of course in Belgium, should be a good one. We'll take a quick run through a time trial, we have some flat stages of course, and the Queen stage should come on stage 7 where we have many of the famous cobble climbs. Underway we go then for the BinckBank Tour, looking very nice here in Belgium, and we have a pretty nice team, it must be said. Edvald Boasson is the reigning champion of this race. We won it last year with him, so looking forward to hopefully replicating that this year, but we're not going to join the early breakaway as your Rysagen is up the road for Bora Hansgrohe. Okay, so we are now approaching the golden kilometre. 3 intermediate sprints, of course we have bonus seconds and points there aplenty. We're not going to get the front points because it does seem we still have 2 riders up the roads from the breakaway. Let's try and let them take this first one, and then maybe we'll try and counter them here with Court and Edvald Boasson, but Nizzolo's still trying to go for it. Let's try and go right now with Court as Nizzolo is pretty done. So the breakaway, let's at least try and take these final points, and we do so with Court and Boasson there. So we do get a few seconds, and why not? Let's try and push on with these guys. 20k to go, let's see how this works. So 15k to go, we have continued on here, and we still do have a pretty sizable gap to the main group as a few guys, Nizzolo from Movistar, now trying to go up the road as well. Pretty crazy start to this race. As you see, plenty of riders are stretched out in the peloton, but 40 seconds, it's coming down slowly. So right now we have a strange situation because the peloton are just not working at all. They're literally not working. We have 13 riders up the road though, and then we have our duo 40 seconds further clear as we have a fall now further back. Edward Toons is now trying to attack up as well to these guys. Maybe we could try that with David Dekker. In fact, let's try that. Our sprinter on the day, can he join this group up the road? 7k to go. We're going to slow it down, but we still have a 50-second lead. Let's try and get Dekker up the road here with Edward Toons. So Dekker can try and get in this group now with Toons, and up the road we are really struggling. 45 seconds is our gap, but only 4.5k to go. Can we hold this? Let's get in the wheel of Magnus Cort now with Edvald Boasson. Dekker not quite into this group. They're now really upping the rhythm. 3k to go here, and I think we can try and hold this because Court is now done, but Edvald Boasson up to 90, 2k to go. Court is completely done for the day. The guys are coming quickly behind into this final kilometre. It's a very close finish, to be fair. EBH is pretty done as well, but he holds on and takes stage 1 of the BinckBank Tour. That was a great stage, to be fair. Weird one for sure. Court gave his all. What a ride by him as David Dekker is going to move up a little in the GC, and we have riders all over the roads here. What's a quick step doing? So looking at it, EBH does get the same time as the front group. Even David Dekker, okay, is in that front group, but due to the bonus seconds, EBH into the lead of the race, and this is pretty much the guys that are left in the GC now. Stage 2 is underway then. Captain Price is underway as well, the legend of course, in the YTC uniform. Pascal Enkhorn currently the best rider, but for us of course it's about Dekker, Court and EBH right now. However, we will see Captain Price across the line. He's not quite going to catch his teammates. Top 5, not too bad. Nizzolo is underway, and now EBH, race leader, is also underway. You can see Dekker lost almost 2 minutes right now on T-Mobile legend Gianni Moscon, who's currently first, but EBH is definitely our best shot because Court is well struggling. Let's see where he is. 36 seconds down already. So Nizzolo can see the finish line, but so can EBH. He's almost caught the Italian. You can see Court was exactly 1 minute down. Here comes EBH across the line, a top 10, great performance here. Okay guys, and that performance does now put EBH 40 seconds clear ahead of Van Poppel, caught as well into 3rd place. And you can see the GC is Gianni Moscon, the best of the guys, or Kirsch perhaps the best of the guys from that front group, but they are 3 minutes down, so going to be so difficult for them to gain that back on EBH. Stage 3 gets underway then, and of course EBH sitting very nicely so far in the leader's jersey at this race. We're going to have to try and control today with plan A on a -5 day. Let's see if he's up to it. So then the breakaway are just approaching these intermediate sprints, 4 intermediate sprints, and I'm really hoping, as you saw me try and avoid that weird stage glitch right there, but I'm hoping they can take this, and I think they will, because they have over a minute, and that is perfect for us because that means we can't lose any seconds to any of our GC rivals. Oh my word, Heinrich Hausler has just fallen alongside a few other guys, and EBH was caught on his wheel, so now David Decker is going to have to try and get him back in to this front group. Let's stop pushing with Standard Wolf. That may be of help to us, and we do have a little gap to close here. But luckily we have David Decker, who literally just shot across right there. So now we can press on. We have 158.29 again in this group. We still have a small gap here, but somehow we were able to cross it with our riders. Okay, 5k to go. Standard Wolf is now done. Captain Price is going to try and go 90 because EBH still struggling a little for energy, but these corners should definitely help with that. David Decker will try and sprint, but a poor race day for him, and he's really struggling with his red. But now just 3k to go. We have so many corners here in this final, which is really making it difficult to gauge when I should sprint, but we're going to go right now. 2k to go for Magnus Court. We have Moschetti and Pedersen going off the front. Decker is going to be nowhere today. Let's see where he is though. I said nowhere. David Decker is going to win the stage, and that is just another great performance by our guys today. Underway we go then for stage 4 right now. Same again really. Today should be a mass sprint. EBH a poor day, so we're not really going to try and push it too much. So we are coming up to the golden kilometer today, but we do have 2 riders still up the roads in the breakaway. They're going to sweep up most of the seconds here as we have a full further back in the group. So we have 7k to go. Rudy Millard, the final rider from that breakaway, is now caught. We still have pretty much the full bunch here, 148 riders. We can slowly up this, I believe, to 95, 99, into the final 5k now with the Wolf. You'll notice EBH is going to be a lead out man today because of that poor race day for him. Should be fine though. He can hold on to the race lead just like that. The Wolf is done. Captain Price plus 3 days, 76 flats on the day for him. Nizzolo surely one of our main competitors here. He can now sprint. We have Pedersen as well. I think he's got 80 sprint. Gavirio's here too. EBH opening it up. Magnus Court, and now David Decker into the finish. Have I left it a little too late? I think I have, and Mads Pedersen will take the win. David Decker has to settle for 2nd place today. So we have 50k to go, but I have noticed we do have some fairly strong wins, so we will put our riders to the front, see if maybe we can go echelon hunting right here. Okay, so we are starting to see a few minor splits start to form, but they're being closed quite quickly. You can see at the bottom, can't make its mind up how many riders are in this group, but I do think if we just continue, we can maybe form some proper groups. So we dropped some riders, not as many as I hoped. So you know what, we have 16k to go right now to the finish. We are going to try and attack away with race leader EBH. 16k to go. Let's see what happens here. Maybe he can just try and take some points and seconds at that golden kilometer, if nothing else. Yeah, to be honest, it didn't really work. So 5k to go. We will be settling for a mass sprint again today. David Decker going to try and take his 2nd stage win of the race. I want to see if there are any corners to the finish. Quite hard to tell. I think there are some pretty big corners. So let's go 99 right now with Magnus Court on the front for our guys. 2k to go. We can probably open it up as we're going across some very strange tarmac right here. But Decker on EBH's wheel into the final kilometer right now. Let's go for the line, and look at that kick by David Dekker. What a win that was by the Dutchman. A beautiful win today. So again, we enter the final 10k. Not too much has happened so far, but we have just seen an attack by Michael Gurgle. Interesting move right there, but Captain Price trying to come to the front to react to that. And of course try and bring the Austrian in, but world champion, the first time we've seen him here in the BinckBank Tour, Julian Alaphilippe. What a move that is off the front. Again, so many corners causing us so many issues, and it's causing a lot of riders issues seemingly. They're all out the back, but Alaphilippe and Gurgle off the front into the final 4k. They are brought in. So now 3k to go. Gurgle kicks again. Godou trying to follow seemingly, but 2k to go right now. Hausler up to 99. He can sprint. We have Bosenhagen on the back. He's on a terrible day. Again, we're going for David Dekker. I've left it way too late here, surely. Just so many corners. And David Godou is going to win the sprint here today. Very frustrating one right there. So entering the final GC day here at the BinckBank Tour, EBH holds the lead. We have Court in second for us, and then Colbrelli, the only man within a minute not from our team. So I think we can try and at least hold on for the GC win. Let's hopefully try and do it with EBH again. Okay, but we do get a pretty poor day here for EBH, who does have some kind of illness right now. Court has a much better day, so let's see if EBH is strong enough. We're going to see a pretty strong breakaway as well. We're again going to have to try and control, and I think Charles Planet is the man for the job. So then we are entering finally some cobble climbs here, and we still have 11 riders from earlier on up the road. Pretty good group in all fairness. We have the likes of Jens Kukeler to G attacking, Tim de Cler attacking as well, and this is where we really need to focus. So we've just been over the Mur and we're now approaching the Bosberg. We are laying the hammer down here today. You can see EBH is out the back briefly. He can get back in, I think, right now on the Bosberg. That shouldn't be an issue, but we are really opening up this race with Hausler and Captain Price on the front, and EBH is now back in. And out the back, somehow we have Julian Alaphilippe, the world champion. I think he did puncture. To be fair, as Standerwolf does fall alongside a few others, he should be okay there. At least it's not anyone in the front group for us right there. Gianni Moscon trying to get back on, but our guys doing such a great job right now. Another ascent then of the Mur, and it is going to be very selective as Heinrich Hausler is now pretty much done for the day. Let's continue pushing it now with our guys over the top, making sure EBH and Court are feeling pretty good. And it must be said, Court is finding today much easier than the race leader. And you can see just how stretched out it is on all of these cobble climbs. So many groups are forming, and again 26 are left at the front. So there's currently 27k to go in this stage, approaching the Mur again, and it's getting to the point where we only have Magnus Court really left to help out EBH. So instead, rather than him riding on the front, he is going to go on the attack right now onto the Mur. EBH can sit in this group, and if no one goes after Court, he's going to win the race. So after the climb approaching the Bosberg, Magnus Court has 30 seconds on 20 riders. EBH sat in the wheels, and Magnus Court does look pretty phenomenal, it must be said, for this stage of the race. These guys do still have some strength though in their legs. Let's push it again with Court onto the cobbles. Look how difficult this is to stay ahead of Beastrom right now. And right now EBH is finding this very difficult to follow, and I think we could now be gone for the day. You can see Magnus Court is just riding away. Alaphilippe and Vermeersch are following, and EBH, I think, is now done. Sadly for him, but Magnus Court does look great. So Alaphilippe and Vermeersch are now going to catch Magnus Court. Maybe I've been a little aggressive right here. We can sit with these guys. They need to work. We won't pull. Okay, if you guys don't want to ride, EBH can happily win the GC. That is no problem for us. And now we're seeing attacks. Dimitri Clays, Kukeler, they are gone in the GC. Doesn't matter at all for us. So you know what, we'll just ride for the GC. I think the stage could be gone. So we have 5.5k to go. Court is trying to push it just one last time onto these cobbles. EBH though is really struggling. Let's slow this a lot. 60 on the front. Kukeler cannot catch Dimitri Clays. I think he is going to win this stage. We have just 23 riders now in this group. Court really has given up his chance of winning this race for sure. Great job for him riding for EBH. And like I said, these guys cannot win the GC, but I think Dimitri Claeys is going to win on the Moor in 1 kilometers time. EBH looks good in the wheel of Magnus Cort right now, and you can see the finish halfway up this climb. What a stage we have today. Is Claeys going to hold on? Could be close. We are still entering the final K though, so Dimitri Claeys wins the Queen stage here of the BinckBank Tour. We can sprint across the line, and EBH is going to be victorious. Well, despite missing out on the final stage, I think a pretty dominant race here at the BinckBank Tour for us. How many stages was it? 1, 2, 3. 3 stage wins, and the GC, and the sprints competition, and the team classification. So pretty good race for us. Eddie the Boss back to back. So I have 1 more episode on my channel this season of YouTube Pro Cycling, but of course Guillaume and Benji have their own episodes. So we have the Worlds up next. That will be on Guillaume's channel Blackwar, so make sure you're subscribed over there. We have the Guangxi Tour as well for Benji. Then I take on the Italian Classics and Il Lombardia, and then we have the Australian races to finish the season. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed today. Drop a like on the video if you did. Drop a sub to my channel as well if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.